See if this got going up. Yep, we're live. What's up, guys? If you're joining in after we've got this started, this is day zero. And if you've been wondering what the day zero means, it's basically day zero of basic training in the Army. I was going to set up this channel with a couple different people, and obviously that didn't work out. Um, so that's where my name's from, if anyone's tuning into this later. And then I'm here with failed crypto trader. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, you might wait a couple seconds to see if some people join up after I post this link.
Yeah, I'm Nick. Failed crypto trader.
Hopefully not failed
I
forever.
also had the question about day zero, but figured that one out.
Okay. Um, the stream is on there. It didn't really, man, that hyperlink did not want to send people here. Okay. There we go. Fix the hyperlink. And then,
Nice
yeah,
that MSTR pumped a little bit before we started this.
yeah. MicroStrategy pumped a little bit. Pretty much everything's pumped today for me. I'll check my portfolio real quick. Um, except for MP Metals, that one pumped. That I'd be at like 25 grand right now if MP Metals hadn't messed up. I was at 18,900 earlier today, so I'm up like two and a half
Jobby
grand.
pumped a little bit. I was looking at that, but I didn't hop in.
Oh, Joby or whatever it is.
Yeah. But yeah, we can start with the previous crypto bull runs or whatever.
Okay.
Start on
Yeah,
crypto topic.
we've we've got about 26 people here now. So welcome to everybody in the chat. This is day zero. I've got failed crypto trader with me, also known as Nick, and
What up?
we will be going over kind of what happened with him as well as the current market. So I'll shoot it over to him. You can go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so basically, the previous bull runs of crypto, what is known as now as meme coins, altcoins were kind of the surge, and that's where I'd made my major gains. And of course, after that, getting extremely lucky, I thought I was a genius, so I thought I'd bring my gains over to leverage trading the regular hard coins, just like Bitcoin and ETH, and got extremely wrecked in the crash from, what was it? 60K all the way down to 20K or so, somewhere
Okay.
around that area. But basically on the topic of leverage, because that's basically what altcoins is leveraging your money on lower cap coins to make more gains. And in a bull run, it can be extremely well and make you seem like a genius when you're taking profits and making gains, but there's just got to be a point when you set that stuff aside and quit with the leverage. I think leverage is a short term mindset and should only be used when you have due diligence that you know is worth making a play on, that you're worth risking.
I definitely agree.
You want to pull up a couple of those screenshots and we can talk about the
Yeah, definitely. We'll go over
past
the
and
first one down at the bottom, if you want
future
to explain
runs.
what that chart is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? My bad. Uh-oh. Mic check.
Did I lose you?
Yeah. Can you hear me? I think
Yeah.
we can.
Did you hear?
I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, I have it
Okay,
pulled up.
okay.
If you want to go ahead and go over that first one down at the bottom.
Yeah, let me pull it up just so I'm on the same page real quick. There we go. I had to get the stream muted. All right, so yeah, that's Bitcoin's first run from 1,000 to I like 10,000 basically, but it surged past to 13K. But 10,000 was the big psychological level it broke, and the one that we're looking at right now is 100,000. So that's kind of what we're just looking at is psychological levels and the runs that happened with them before. You can go up to the next one. It's just from like 100 to 1,000. It's basically the same percentage. And then the next one, I think, takes us from this last bear run to what would be roughly 800% gains at the top, and that takes us around 160,000.
Yeah, that's so where were you making your money along the lines of? Like
The 2020 to 2022 run.
okay. So the basically the large crypto run where everybody was
Yep.
rushing to their parents to
Yeah,
see
when it
money.
when it yeah, the 20K break pretty much.
Yeah, my crypto run when I was big into crypto was probably around 2017 to 2018, and then I fell off of it, and then the whole thing during 2020, I kind of sat out on. I got some Doge. I had some Dogecoin and stuff, but I was pretty upset because Bitcoin started running up, and I had some Bitcoin on a computer that broke, so I just kind of
Yeah, I heard about that. Have you gotten anywhere with that yet?
I'm working on it, but I don't think it's
That's tough, man.
recoverable. I've been told in the
Have you
past
said how much Bitcoin it is yet, or no?
it's
Or do you
not
even
a
know?
ridiculous amount, but it's multiple Bitcoin, which is a rep.
I mean, fucking like 10 years ago, that wasn't
Yeah,
much, but
in
it like who cares
it
about that
wasn't that
computer?
much.
But now, yeah,
Yeah, it was
that's
a
tough. I hope you
laptop.
get that one figured out.
I was in high school actually, and I left the laptop in my trunk for because I gave up on it, and so I left that specific laptop in my trunk, and that's where the issue was. It was a really hot summer, and it just got kept on getting heat
Right.
exposure. Yeah, it got fried.
Yeah, that's rough. So
Um,
yeah,
so what's
I
your
had a
thoughts
hard
on
wallet, and then I took
yeah,
it. I
that's what I was
took my
getting
stuff
into.
out of my hard wallet to eventually just leverage trade with, like a degenerate.
So you're basically not paper trading, but like obviously like with leverage you're using their money, so it was pretty much just like paper trading, like it's on their exchange instead of owning it in a hard wallet,
Right. Yeah.
which is where your issue was. You couldn't just lock it away and be like, it's mine.
Yeah,
But
that
then,
those
yeah,
coins would have been a lot better off just in a hard wallet. And I think with crypto and stuff like that, it's better just to buy the major coins and set and forget.
do you have any thoughts on XRP currently and Bitcoin in general, like them being put into ETFs? Like, do you think that's a good thing for this, like,
Um,
mainline coins?
I think like it's probably gonna be a good thing, obviously. Like if they're just gonna put all the major cap coins into ETFs, I don't see it during the crash. It's just gonna be like holding a volatile ETF at the end of the day, I think.
I think it's kind of like funny because Bitcoin was, I mean, it's still decentralized, right? But like,
I don't think it'll really change the momentum too hard of what's going on right now.
I feel like it does make it a little bit more available, if that makes sense. Like, these maybe traders that don't want to jump into crypto but don't mind the ETF standpoint of it.
A lot of people talking about ADA, Cardano dump.
Okay, we can look at that. It's not really a dump. It's down to $1.13
Do I
from,
keep losing your audio?
I believe so. I'm not sure why. I believe we just can't hear each other. I believe my mic screen.
I can hear you for like bits, but then kind of cuts out.
Okay. I can always, we'll jump into ADA next. Let me leave this call and rejoin it. Okay, did that help it at all? Leaving and
Yeah,
coming back?
yeah.
Okay. That might have been what it was because I started the stream while I was in this chat.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, we'll see if that fixes it.
so we'll see if that fixes it. They want your thoughts on Cardano and ADA and all these other things.
Um, it's just another altcoin. They're all utility coins. They have their own business ideas and plans. I used to really be heavy into alts because obviously they're cheaper and much more affordable. But I think where the money is the main cap coins. ETH, XRP just flipped Ethereum, which is kind of crazy to me
Yeah,
recently.
I believe XRP is going to get into a mainline ETF probably mid-year, early year, and it's just going to rip after that. It's going to probably jump up to second market cap behind Bitcoin itself, probably. There's a lot of XRP fans and people that actually like that part of the cryptoscape. So, um,
Yeah, XRP has a crazy fan base behind it. I used to be into a lot of XRP.
so there's people saying Cardano's dipping, but really, I mean, if you look at its weekly chart, it was topping, $1.30. Right now it's at $1.12. It started off the week at about a dollar. So I mean, it's
Yeah,
still
it's been about 3 years since I've really even looked at what these coins have like up for their future. Like all like the most recent news like I've heard is the XRP ETF and stuff about Michael Saylor and whatnot. But all these other coins like Cardano and
right.
so and so, and even smaller meme coins, I would stay away from them unless you like degenerately gambling money away for a chance to hit a 50x. The chance of you cashing out on that 50x is much more lower than you even hitting one because you're just going to hope for it to keep going up
The
in the
only
surge that you just.
the only crypto that's being talked right now about being adopted by the U.S. government is Bitcoin. Past that, Microsoft, Tesla. I mean, these are all companies that could be adding to their Bitcoin stashes soon. Obviously, with Microsoft being spoken to by Michael Saylor himself, which Michael Saylor keeps buying a lot of Bitcoin pretty much, and it's in dark pools, like it's off the main market, so it's not like it's moving the market when he's buying it, but because it's in such large quantities that it would ridiculously move the market price, and there wouldn't be enough of it on the market, so he has to buy it in these dark pools instead. Um, that's kind of the thing going on right now is the Bitcoin price isn't moving due to purchases by these major players. They're pretty much just buying it on discount in dark pools and trading it with people. So I mean, it kind of seems like the price of Bitcoin isn't tethered to who purchases it other than retail buyers just then jumping on board and buying it on the main market. Like there's
I
obviously
think a
big
lot
moves
of
coming up.
people might be taking profits too.
Yeah, there's
This is where
there's large buyers that are taking I mean not large buyers, large owners that are taking profits and selling it to companies like MicroStrategy. Um, Imagine one guy that had, a large amount of Bitcoin and just calls up Michael Saylor and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna sell you all my Bitcoin." Like, that's pretty crazy to think about because I mean a lot of it is retail owned at the moment. I mean, obviously, iBit and all these things are buying it up by the truckload and then trading it on paper for people to buy. But But yeah, XRP,
Yeah, I think BTC is gonna surge past 100K when it does.
it almost did today. Like legitimately, it was down to 94,800 or so. And then literally a couple hours later, I don't think it reached an all-time high, but it went up to the 99,240, around 99,240, 99,3.
99 threes, yeah.
So it was right there at its all-time high. It tried to break its all-time high and couldn't. So that's where we're seeing it start to draw back, and then in the overnight, it'll try to push that number. Um, we'll see if it does, or if it can even maintain 98, 99. It looks
Yeah,
like
I
it
think by the
tried.
middle of next year, I think Bitcoin could easily be resting in 150K
Oh yeah,
range.
especially Jan 20th. That's a date to definitely look forward to. Let me see if there's any questions in the comments, but yeah, we've got about 29 people here right now. Check out Ben Cohen video about ADA from last night. He forecasted all the price movement. Okay, that's interesting. Someone said I'm too quiet. I apologize for that. Um,
Yeah, I think that was during the audio issue, maybe.
okay, that might be it. About
But
Pepe hoping
that's
Bitcoin
definitely
would hit.
fixed now.
So the thing with Pepe and Dogecoin obviously there's the Elon Musk tie-in, so it has a little bit of merit. But with the meme coins, you have to be prepared for it to just completely drop, like a meme stock, like with the low cap stocks that you see everyone posts about, and then it dumps. I mean, that's due to volatility because it's a small cap. All someone has to do is bring in 400,000 shares of shorts, and then everyone would be selling off because their investment's worth nothing.
Yeah, if something drops from 10 mil to 5 mil market cap in like a single day, it's considered a dead coin. Like you're gonna be
Yeah,
bag holding more than
yeah,
likely.
definitely. And like with this Pepe coin, I mean, it is on, I believe, Robinhood now, so it has a little bit more
Yeah,
merit.
it's got more legitimacy than these other ones, so you got that, but it will do something during the run.
But as far as Bitcoin running up, I mean, we saw. Let's look at early this year, right? It was around $45,000 to start off the year, and right now it's at 98,000. So in a year, it's double. I mean, obviously, that's from around an all-time high of 61,000 back in 2021. So if you would have bought it at in 2021 at its all-time high, you would have had to hold it for 3 years for it to get past that. And I mean, that's why you cost average down. If you really believe in something, um, you don't want to get stuck holding the bag, right? But if something you really believe in, like Bitcoin, right, gets to 61,000, you're like, oh, I'm all in, it's going 100. And then it drops down to like 15, 20,000. And you're like, man, it's going to go back up. It's going to go back up. And then you see it start going back up. I mean, it's kind of like, why buy it at $100,000 when it's that psychological barrier and not at $16,000 during crypto winter? You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about next is crypto winter with those
okay,
other
yeah,
screenshots, the bearish ones.
definitely. So
Those
the
are just
fourth,
the
probably the fourth one from the bottom. Which one is it?
yeah, just probably can just take them up in order, I think.
Okay, I've got the fourth one from the bottom. I believe third from the top.
Yeah, the 61K dropped to 16K.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically all of Bitcoin's drops have been around the 70% range or a little bit lower, a little bit higher, and it's just inevitable. like with sell-offs and people taking profit and then fear. Like you said, crypto winter is probably going to happen. And if you want to take best case scenario from the 150 or 160K prediction that we were
Right.
talking about earlier or whatever, 50K or 50% drop only brings you down to 75,000 or 78,000 Bitcoin. So like
And
the
in
time
that
the
scenario,
time for retail investors is kind of getting slim on Bitcoin.
definitely. And there's like a 15-20% gain, 35% gain you could get out of it, but you're not going to get 10x probably this ramp up. I mean, it's
Oh
going
yeah,
to go to
catching
a
those
billion
wicks.
dollars.
Yeah. You're not going to
Mm,
catch as much. I mean, you might catch one or two tops here and there, but like it's not going to happen every time, so you just got to plan realistically.
but yeah, it's always just a game of risk management with all this stuff, uh, realistically. I don't have that
And
much exposure currently. I do have
yeah, my own
MicroStrategy,
but yeah, that's my
crypto.
only exposure to crypto right now is MicroStrategy. But I like that first screenshot I sent you of Bitcoin's fall from 1,000, just because the candlestick after looks so awesome.
Yep. Someone asked about Shiba. That's the same kind of thing. It's just writing off the hype. And the hype is pretty much just
Yeah,
what amount of money can I make real quick before it dumps? I mean, that's not completely healthy. Um,
yeah, they really aren't healthy coins. It's just like holders dumping on FOMOers.
Faye, yeah, we can talk about his journey if that's what you would like to talk about right now. Yeah, failed crypto. If you want to go over what you started with, uh, how long
Yeah, I
it took
started
you.
daily cost averaging just like checks weekly into small alts like XRP, ETH, and stuff like that, and then got into the even smaller alts. And in the beginning of the stream, like I talked about Badger and 88 MPH, they like 1000x or more than. And then I didn't sell at the top, but I got out at a decent price, making close to 75,000, and then brought it over to leverage trading, which short and tall was my demise to trading, to crypto trading at least, and kind of didn't scare me away from crypto, but just demotivated me a lot. And
Yeah, definitely. So
losing all your gains will do that.
at the
Yeah,
absolute
so here's a
high,
good.
how much did you not make, but like have in leverage as well as like having assets?
I think the most I had on a leverage exchange was like 50,000 at one point, and then I was running 5x leverage.
So that's $250,000 worth of crypto exposure.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
and I was doing like I was trying to scalp stupid like hour candlesticks, dumb shit like that. It was it was an experience because one trade you'll make 200%, and then the next trade like you can do that again, and then the bear market starts, and it gets you start revenge trading like the
Oh
degeneracy
man.
we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, like trying to catch Bitcoin as it fell, right? From its all-time high, previous all-time high in 21, where it was $61,000. You see it crash down to 38, pretty much straight down. And
And
then
then
you see it recover back to 45 and that way back up. you don't know it's not going back to 61 grand. You're like, man, it's at $43,000. I'm gonna scalp it here and I'm gonna take it to 80. Well, then it's plateauing at 45, and then it just goes downhill all the way below 20 grand. And it stays there. You know what I mean? For almost a year. And it's like you don't want to catch something as it's falling down. It's good to cost average.
And you have so many bull hypes like that are just trying to, as it's falling down, they're gonna always try and get you to buy into the hype of it crashing
Which, I
because
mean,
people
you
are
can
trying to
kind of
save their
feel that.
bags.
You can kind of feel that. Like anytime Bitcoin starts dipping below 96, 95,000, you see Michael Saylor coming out and trying to hype everyone up. And then you see
Hmm.
basically people are trying to hold it up above 90 grand until Jan 20. I mean, it's pretty obvious. All the major news
How
networks.
much did you leverage at once and how?
Started
I
like
don't
about
remember.
200 grand. He had about
Yeah, I
200
don't think I
grand of
remember.
leverage.
Yeah, I
Um,
never went all in on one trade, but it was like 10, $15,000 trades at a time, and just I was just using simple technical analysis like dumb RSI stuff, trend lines. What do they call them? Fibonacci's. Bunch of fun stuff that worked for a little. It works in a bull market, and then in a bear market, you get a talk.
Definitely. I might try plugging in this other headset because people keep complaining about it. But actually, no, because you can hear me pretty good through the Discord. So I think it's just with the streaming software.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Um, so when it comes to leverage, right? Like with stocks, I'll bring it into the stock world because I know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I've never leveraged with stocks.
When you're leveraging with stocks, and I'm sure it's the same with Bitcoin and with crypto, right? Because it's same banks. You're paying that interest pretty much daily. So if you YOLO $20,000 in your own money and then $20,000 in leverage, you're paying interest on the $20,000 that you're leveraging, not your original asset. But say your investment's going down, right? So say you jump into a $10,000 investment with $10,000 leverage. You're paying about 6%. Um, I believe it's 6% ARP, depending on how much leverage it is and everything.
Wow, that was. I don't think the crypto exchanges I was using were anywhere even over 1%.
Oh, that's crazy. But Robinhood, right? It's about 5 to 6%, and your first $1,000 is free or something like that.
Right. I was using some sketchy exchanges back in 2020.
Yeah, I got you. But as you start going down, right? You get this mindset of, oh, I need to make my money back, while you're losing
Oh
money
yeah.
every day that you stay in the asset because of the leverage. Um,
You're losing money on the interest and you're losing money on,
on the investment.
yeah, on on your return. Um Fayline says, "What do you wish you have done different?" Earlier I said that money would have been much better off in a cold wallet and a hard storage wallet.
Basically bag holding instead of,
Yeah, hold those bags instead of trying to be a day trader.
I mean, because realistically, if you would have held your bag at $61,000 Bitcoin while it was tumbling down, if you would have just cost averaged in over the next couple of years, if you truly believed in Bitcoin, I mean, today, you probably wouldn't be even selling today. You'd probably just be cost averaging in anytime it dips below 80 grand.
Yeah, honestly. And I was big on the alts too. Like I think the best alt to buy right now is Ethereum. I haven't looked at it, but isn't that the only one that's not really been ramping up with the rest? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Ethereum's
I
been
would. So if you like crypto, I know it's expensive still, but I would be buying Ethereum
I mean, it's
because
up. It's just not.
it's
It's
up,
because it's
but it's
not day tradable. That's the problem. Like, to the same extent, right? Because ETH is worth 3,000 something dollars. It used to be
right.
just this thing like, okay, if you're not in Bitcoin, you're in ETH, or if you are in Bitcoin, you're just trading ETH daily. You know, but instead, people have just been mostly moving to these other coins like XRP that are really
Yeah,
cheap.
they see XRP and they really are interested in it
So I think
because it's
XRP
so
is just
cheap.
eating up the market. That's what it is. Because if there was
And
like a
it
nice
has every
floor,
time. I think it has before every time. If you look at XRP's chart, this isn't anything new. I don't think people get hype on it because it's such a high market cap and such a low price. A lot of noobs. I hate to call them that, but think it's going to be like the next Bitcoin.
in this cycle, it's just gone ridiculous. Like it,
Parabolic.
it went parabolic. It's eaten up Ethereum, and if XRP starts dying out, that market would probably go to Ethereum and go to some of the other altcoins. But I mean, there's people pumping XRP so hard that it's probably going to go to $5 eventually, especially as
I see it. I see
institutional
it hitting
buying.
5
Yeah,
this cycle, along with when Bitcoin is in its past its hundreds, resting in them past 120 or whatever. These
yeah.
alts are gonna
If
find their new
Bitcoin goes
highs with
to
it.
if Bitcoin goes to 120, I could see I mean, even 150, right? XRP could easily go to $5 just due to how much market cap it has.
Yeah,
But then once it starts tumbling, that's going to be a dumpster fire.
it's gonna be
I'll buy it
it's gonna
low.
be crazy to watch.
I'm gonna be stocking that ETF once it comes out, and if Bitcoin does go
I'm
down,
gonna
right?
keep my eye on that ETF for sure. That's
I'm gonna keep my eye on
something I'd
XRP's ETF as well as IBIT. Maybe not as much IBIT because I feel like the ETF for XRP is gonna be so freaking cheap after it crashes. That's something
someone
I'm definitely
wants
gonna be watching.
someone wants an explanation on leverage ETFs, which would
Okay,
kind of be cool because I kind of just YOLO'd into MSTX after seeing your
right. So I'm
plays
gonna
on
get
them.
onto my brother's account here. Oh, he's up today. My brother's up $7,700 now. Nice. I have him in SoFi, Coors, Palantir. Uh, ASTS isn't doing too well, and Misty isn't doing too well. Sorry to hear that. But it's really easy. I'll go into MSTU real quick, right? Damn, it's up today. 18%. What is MSTX?
Is it pumping right now?
Oh, dude, they're both crazy. It's up like 2% overnight, which is since 7. So yeah, in the last hour, it's gone up 2%. But the way leverage ETFs work, right? So here's how it's supposed to work. Say MicroStrategy goes up 1%. This leverage ETF is going to go up 2%. If MicroStrategy goes down 1%, your investment's going to go down 2%. So it's not like there's any kind of leverage on your own end. The fund itself is what's leveraged. Like it's on the bank has it leverage instead of you. Um, so you have two times exposure to MicroStrategy without having to take out margin yourself. You just put your money into this, and they're the ones that are on margin. So it takes a lot
Who
of
owns
risk.
these?
So the one I'm in is owned by Title Trust.
Okay, it says right there.
Yeah, it definitely does say on there. And there is one in the London Stock Exchange that is 3x MicroStrategy. I thought about getting on an international exchange
Oh,
just to buy that
they're
up.
real degenerates over there, I bet.
Dude, imagine trading a 3x MicroStrategy
'Cause
ETF on margin. Imagine
Oh
having
my
like
lord.
that would have been
Now,
wild today.
somebody was talking about decay with these ETFs. Is that a thing? Do these
They're on margin, right? So they're getting, I mean, they have to restructure their
Okay.
holdings. So sometimes it won't track specifically to like that's basically only when the stock is crab walking, like it's not going up or down.
I feel you. Okay.
So that's when it
Makes
starts to
sense.
stray. And obviously, if it starts tumbling down, you're gonna tumble down with it. So that sucks. Um, but if the stock keeps going up and up and up, it's just gonna stay positive, realistically. Which long term, that's what this is doing. There's another thing where you're supposed to hold it for like a day and then sell it going into night and then buy it back in the morning, but then you miss out on a lot by doing that. During the bull rally, like obviously during a bear market, you'd want to be out of it completely anyways. I was a total degenerate and had a option on one of these 2x funds, made a lot of money off of it, sold it, and then bought shares.
And
uh,
then watched them all go down.
yeah, thankfully I sold covered calls on them, so I made. Although it says my investment's down like 9 grand, 8 grand right now, I actually made 4 grand going down. So I'm only down 5 grand on shares, but I was up, like twenty thousand
Made a
dollars in
shit ton off
options,
the calls. Yeah.
so I wasn't too worried about it, realistically.
I think it's gonna climb back.
I think it is too. I'm kind of mad I didn't buy an option
I
today.
it it might do the crab walk like thing, like you said though, through the new year.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping by Christmas it's 100. I want it to hit 100K, crash down to 80K, get it over with, so it can then shoot up to 150K. That's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. That's why I'm scared of it hitting 100K. That's
It's
why,
gonna oh yeah, it's gonna bear trap or whatever people like to call it, bull trap, bear trap. It's gonna trap buyers.
yeah,
It's
bull
gonna
trap. Yeah.
crash.
Psh,
That
yeah,
I've been
that's just
talking about that
crazy.
87K level,
See, I was a little bit more bearish. I was thinking it would drop to try to test 80. I mean,
and it
obviously,
probably
shit would
will.
depend on the market, but I don't see it dropping past 80. And that's what a lot of the experienced guys on the after hours has been saying is
80K is a
definitely,
big psychological level. I feel like
yeah, I mean, that's where you question
that's a yeah, that's like a fear level.
is Bitcoin property or is it nothing, right? Like, is Bitcoin something you can own? And at that point, you have to ask yourself, does it have value? And if it does have value, it won't go below 80K. I mean, that's realistic. If it does have value, it'll go over 100K. If it doesn't have value, it'll never top 100K and it'll just crash, right? So, I mean, that's the psychological barriers that we're talking about. Is like people asking themselves, do I sell this before at the 100K level, or will it go above the 100K level? Long-term bag holders, right? And then with the 80K, it's like, well, do I buy it at 80K? Do I buy into this, or do I wait for it to crash lower because I don't believe in it? So, or do I believe in it that it's going to go back to 100K and I want to make money off of this? So there's a lot of psychology that goes into it, for sure. Is there anything you wanted to bring up while check that real quick? What are your thoughts on UMAC? I think I lost you. This sucks.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, you're here.
I was reading up. I was trying to catch up on chat a little bit.
UMAC.
UMAC, I mean with the Donald Trump thing, I think it's
I
a
mean,
hold,
obvi
and with the volatility, it's good for swing trading too.
I mean, obviously, it went from five $5 up to $20 in like a very short amount of time, and the company was obviously not worth $20 with 3 employees and a few patents. I mean, the market cap is only 94 million. So, my bad, 74 million. I don't know where I got a nine from. Probably the $9 price. But with a market cap of 74 million, that is micro cap. That is like
That's
that
really small.
that could move up $10, down $2. I mean, that's manipulatable to the largest extent. I'm guessing it got a whole
Especially
bunch of
with the Trump
shorts.
name involved.
Yeah, I'm guessing it got shorted really heavy as it topped 18, $19 because of how small that market cap is. They probably printed off $30 million worth of shares, um, and just flooded the market, and then they probably covered those as it went down to $12.
But yeah,
So
overall, not just about UMAC. I think drone stocks are just a good pick overall for
yeah,
2024 and onward, or 2025 and onward.
well, definitely long term. Obviously, there was way too much hype. Like RCAT, for example,
Yep.
was $3 or $4, went up to $12. You know, off of one government contract announcement. So now it's back to $8. Of course, it's gonna correct, right? That was all hype. So you have
Oh
to be
yeah,
able
that
to read
was. I
these
think. I think a little
charts.
bit of that was UMAC hype.
It was definitely because there's the four companies. It's like OCTT, Ocean Power Technologies, Red Cat, UMAC, and then the AI Paladine AI.
Yeah, they all like were in that
All
news
four
that
of
came
them,
out.
all four of them went up like more than tripled their market cap. And now you're seeing it do a healthy correction because it's where the stock should be at. I mean, that was all just hype driving that up.
Right.
And
So if you got in below
that's
those, below what it's resting at now, I think it's a good hold.
and the problem is like up on after hours, I was shouting out these stocks, right? I'm like, yeah, these are gonna go up. I mean, I'm talking about like you guys taking 20% profit and then it's going up 50, 60%. I'm like, okay, I'm exiting. And then people are staying in, bag holding, and then it crashes, and then they're like, oh, what happened? Well, your investment was up 60% in 2 days, man. It's not going to keep going up like that fast. That's obviously uncontrollable height on a small market cap.
Yeah.
It's
Even
going
if
to
you
drop.
do plan on holding a stock long term and you see something shoot up like that quick, take profits. Like sell something and then make plays with that money on something else. You know what I mean?
Or just wait it out and cost average back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sell at $8, buy it
Get
back
it
at
get it on
6.
discount. I like to call it on discount.
And
Fay line, I'm connected to the after hour app. My all my portfolios are linked there. It's nothing as hype as my 2020 run yet, but we're gonna get there.
see, mine's about to be less hype too, because this is day zero. Obviously, I'm taking profit. I'm gonna pay off my car, pay off my debt, and get my cousin a
Yeah.
car. I'm realizing some profit as well because I believe I could turn 2 grand into 20 grand again, and then into 40 grand. Uh, so I do have enough confidence, and I also am planning to. I have a YouTube video that's under development right now. I already did the voice. I'm just waiting on someone to do the editing for me, and I'll put that out. So I'm planning on making $500 per video at least. Um, Maybe not short term, but definitely long term. And obviously that'll go into trading.
Yeah,
Or
that's another thing that I forgot to mention was having an income in any market is really your ultimate weapon. Don't try to rely on this as
no, 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 definitely not. This should be a hobby. This should not be what you're living off of. If you make a ridiculous amount of money, you see everyone lose it. Like, what is it, X52X? I'm gonna mention him obviously in a crypto thing like this. He'll turn $10,000 into $1 million, and then literally 10 minutes later, he gets caught bag holding on his calls, and it'll go down to like 800 grand. You'll see it on the screen on some of these recordings he has. It goes from $1 million to $1.1 million down to 800,000. I mean, it's like, damn. But that's just how he operates. That's how he can
I see
replicate it
people on
over and over and
Reddit
over.
posting all the time the same thing. They have $1 million calls and they're just not selling.
Yeah, there's a guy with $1 million in Nvidia calls right now that just
Yeah.
joined after hour, and I think he's up to 1.2 mil. It's like, man, take out that original $1 million investment and then leave in
But you
200
just made
grand.
most people's salary and then some.
He wants to, double or nothing like baller, right? But I mean, it's
Yeah.
like if you make $1 million, I mean, not if you make $1 million. If you have $1 million, you make
To throw at
20%. You
something
make
like that.
20% profit, 200 grand. I mean, you could start doing wheel strategy with that kind of money, like 200 grand. I'm not talking about the original $1 million. I'm talking about the 200 grand itself. You
Oh
could do
yeah, you
wheel
could use
strategy
that
on
to.
that. You could use it to sell covered calls and cash secured puts. Like, there's a lot of opportunity you could do with that. Obviously, he thinks Nvidia is going to go up and it's undervalued, which I mean, he's most likely correct with Nvidia. He's probably done his research. Blackwell's probably going to print harder than people think it is, and it's going to be worth a lot more money um,
Yeah, let's see
than
what
it's
it's at
valued
right
at.
now.
Nvidia probably up today. Everything in the market was like ripping.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's up.
yeah, he's up. If the stock's up 4%, his calls are probably up 10. I mean, depending on where his how deep his calls are and stuff, 5, 10%. He could sell his calls tomorrow. I mean, we don't know his plan, right? But why even have a 0.02% dividend yield? Why not use that for stock buyback? That's a good question there. Like, yeah, that's
What
something
is
at
their yield?
0.02%.
0.02%. Well, why would they even have a dividend yield if it's that low?
So people reinvest it into their stocks most likely, but it's just like as a little reward. But I mean, at that point, it's so small. Why not just do that for stock buyback,
Right.
which would increase the
Early investors probably are digging it.
yeah, that's true.
The drip investment.
I mean, if over the last 5 years, if you put 5% of your paycheck into Nvidia, you'd be pretty rich. And by rich, I mean like about 10x your investment over
You'd be
most of that
doing
period.
well.
Yeah, you'd be doing pretty well if you'd been doing it since the year 2000, man.
Someone asked, did SPY break out?
Spy, Spy definitely went up today. It went up to probably its all time. I mean, it's been on all-time highs lately. Like it's hyperbolic. Like it's almost like you can see it going into a straight line right now since pretty much since 2022. And people kept on saying as it was going up, it's going to crash, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. And now it's just like at
Damn.
ridiculous levels. Ridiculous. And then Mags, which tracks the Magnificent Seven. This is one I jumped into today just for like one call. It's up 67% this year. This is since April 11th, 2023, it's up 117%. And that's a Mag 7 tracker with bonds. Like half of them, no, not bonds, treasury bill. So 45% of this fund isn't even Mag 7 related. So realistically, you'd be up, if it would have been 100% in Mag 7 instead of bonds, it probably would have been up 200% since April 11th. That's ridiculous. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up, man?
Um, I don't think I need to bring anything else up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just check chat real quick and then we'll start wrapping this up here.
Yeah, yeah. PLTR had a little surge this week.
Oh, Palantir. So
Yeah.
Phelan, what's his portfolio like now? I believe he's just in stocks, right? Are you in crypto at all right now?
The closest thing I got to crypto is MSTR.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I'd rather have the indirect exposure right now.
Yeah, same. Especially with the leveraged ETFs or whatever. That's that's all I'm that's all I'm messing with.
Yeah, I got you, Chris. Here after this, most likely. Uh, Kaba, that's one to stay away from. I believe that's biopharmaceutical. Anything other than RX right now, I'm staying. Because yeah, I mean it's at $3.49. Clinical stage. It was at $25. I mean, people see the $25 and they're like, it's achievable again. But like, just wait for some good news. Hop in on the hype. Don't chase it down. Because like I said, it's psychology, right? Because as you can see, it was at $12 during its last cycle that this stuff happened. Went down to $4, all the way down to where it was probably about to get delisted. And then some good news happened and it started going up. So realistically, you're chasing it down. I mean, it's $3. It might go down to a dollar. It has before. Um, so you wait for some kind of good news, and then you see it have this multi-day ramp up. Like you're not gonna. It's not just gonna be up to $25 overnight. It's gonna get up. It's gonna get down to where it's like a dollar or something, and then there should be good news. It's gonna go up to $5, and then the next day it's gonna be at $8. Um, because it'll start going through phase three. It'll start getting like a approval, and then it'll get approved. It'll be dollar pointed, and then reach its large amount of money, right? That and the market cap's only $171 million. I mean, red flag, man. You want to wait for it to start having a bullish trend back up instead of catching it while it's falling. It's nice to look at my brother's account, actually. I probably could have saved him because ASTS was up the other day. I could have probably saved him $400 or $500, but his account's substantially up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see what other questions we have, and then we'll wrap this up here. Final do's and don'ts. Definitely don't jump into some kind of off-brand crypto that you don't know the name of just because it's pumping, especially if it's not on Robinhood or like a
Yeah,
official
or just because
exchange.
yeah. A lot of people are messing with Solana right now and those exchanges and meme coins, so those are just very wary.
So I did just type in the chat, but someone asked, "What are my recommendations for the next few days?" Obviously, this isn't like complete financial advice. I'm not certified for anything like that, but I do recommend SoFi. Or if you want to research a little bit, look for a Magnificent Seven company that didn't track as well with the others today during this bull run. And look into why it was lagging, which is probably Google, let's be honest. I haven't looked at it, but just off the top of my head, that's probably one of the ones that was lagging. And then maybe trying to make money off of the gap. That might be currently chasing a different bio stock. Yeah, biostocks are kind of
That's
tough.
one, yeah. There's a don't. Just don't chase a certain category of
That's
stocks or whatever
that's
like
like if you're
that.
chasing a girl. The more you chase it, it tries to run away from you, man.
Yeah. Why? What's your infatuation with bio stocks?
Talking about remedy or me.
Just remedy, but anybody. I'm not picking on them. Just try not to get infatuated in one sector. Try to look at bigger picture.
How to catch and time swings, definitely. So like you'll see there'll be bullish sentiment around a stock, but it'll start dropping like crazy. Um, Usually you'll have this gut feeling, oh, I should buy it right now, it's dropping. But then it'll usually drop double that amount. So jump into it, but don't jump into it prematurely on a swing because you'll get this gut feeling like it's at its prime, but that's where they trap you and then it goes down further. So you just hold out that so hold that out pretty much. Don't get caught with that. What are your thoughts on RXRX? That's another bio stock, right? Like that's one that you have to wait for it to go through these trials. Um, I do
Approvals
have a
and
video coming up on
just good.
RXRX.
Really, just looking out for good news is all you can do.
Yeah, because that's all you can do on bio stocks. You can't go count how many cars are on the Carvana lot with a bio stock. You just got to wait for it to go through trials. I mean, you can look into how well their trials are going and do that kind of research. Um, but that's pretty much all you can do. You can dive into it like that with bio. RXRX, I have a video coming out on my channel probably within the next 2 days on that. I'll make sure to push it out to after hours. Trying to kind of proof of concept for my YouTube channel, other than just the live streams. I have another headset, so I'm gonna try that on the next stream to sound not as quiet. Because in Discord I sound fine, so it's probably something to do with the streaming software. Uh, Other than that, definitely stay away from these shit coins. um, Even Bitcoin is called butt coin online. Like some people just see it as worthless. So obviously, with coins and stuff, if you see value in it, that you have to make sure it makes sense to you, right? Don't just jump into something because like that's at the grocery store. Someone's like, you should buy this toy because it's the best toy, but you don't want that toy. You want the Power Ranger, and this guy's sitting here trying to get you to buy a Finding Nemo talking fish. I mean, it's like, do you really want that? Probably not, but it sounds okay, and you think it might be cool. I mean, that's not what you want to do with your money on the line. That's the best way I can say that. So thank you guys for watching. I am gonna cut it here. Thank you, failed crypto trader. Hopefully not failed for long. For
Yep.
being a guest
No,
on
thank
here.
you for having me, man. That was awesome.
All right, and definitely, I hope you guys got something out of this. Hearing it from someone that had that opportunity, was in your shoes, saw those green numbers, and then they got disenfranchised afterwards. So definitely take profit where you can. That's my biggest takeaway from this. That's what I'm doing with my stock money. Um, that's what a couple people on After Hours is doing. And that's
And
not
then
to
if you do
say
take a big loss, don't give up. Don't ever get too disencouraged. Just
exactly.
learn from it.
If you do
Take
take a big
breaks.
loss, don't be like, oh, well, it's already down 80%, so I may as well let it go to zero. Like, take your 20% out or let it ride. Don't just don't give up on. Like, don't just like if it's a call option and it's down 80%, don't just let it ride all the way down to zero. Like, if you see it going back up, let it do that. But I mean, don't just waste. If you're up $1 million and now you're at 200 grand and you're like, well, I may as well let it ride. I mean, you're still up 200 grand. You know what I mean? Same thing in his case, right? He's up like 80 grand, 60 grand. If it goes down to 20 grand, don't get disenfranchised and be like, well, I'm gonna sell it
Try and
off.
revenge trade it all back.
or revenge
Just
trade it all back. Either just sit on the asset and wait for it to reappreciate, or take it out and enjoy what you have left, or reinvest it into something more promising. So, um, because X52, he keeps a pretty good mentality, right? He's been to $1 million like 4 times, like and
and
that's
he's
not
still
done through
going.
revenge trading. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate you guys, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.